Now, if you're struggling with self sabotage and you don't know where to start, here, right here on this podcast, we're building the community. I want to remind you, breaking self sabotage patterns takes time. You've been operating like this for years, every decade, like I was. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small wins. We're building a community of people committed to breaking these cycles. Hello and welcome to Terror to Triumph. I'm Alfonso Pelt, your host and creator of the show. And with me today is Storm. Hey Storm, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm fine, thank you.
Well, we all know
Hi,
that because you're the
everybody's.
beautiful co-host, Storm.
Hi, lovely.
Hmm.
So, hi, everybody. Hi, Alfonso. So, what's tonight's topic?
We're talking about something deeply personal tonight. We're talking about body image and trauma, how childhood abuse changes the way you see your body. We're talking about how it affects eating, how it affects sexuality, how it affects your sense of safety in your own skin.
For survivors, the body's not always a home. Sometimes it's a battleground. Sometimes it's a
Hmm.
stranger. It's a place where abuse happens.
Yes, we're talking about reclaiming your body, about healing your relationship with the physical you, and about rebuilding body autonomy.
Just quick side note, we're streaming right now on Facebook, Twitch, or our YouTube channel, Tell to Trump Live. If you're watching, drop a comment. Tell us how has trauma affected your relationship with your body. Let's go, Alfonso.
Oh, okay. When you experience childhood abuse, your body becomes the site of the trauma. It's where the abuse happened. It's where you learned that you're not safe. Your nervous system registers your body is a threat. Your body is a liability. Your body is not yours. And that changes everything about how you move through the world.
How trauma changes your body relationships. Some survivors dissociate from their bodies. You check out. You're not present in the physical form. You're floating above it, watching it happen. This is a survival mechanism. It protects you from feeling the pain, but it also disconnects you from your body. You may not feel hungry. You may not feel pain. You may not feel pleasure. Your body becomes a thing that happens to you, not a thing that you inhabit.
Hmm. Now that's deep. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been deep because no hungry, not being hungry. I have suffered it, Yes.
Well, I'm kind of a big guy, but there has been moments where I just did not have an appetite and feel like eating. So I can attest to that too.
Mhm.
Well, some survivors become hyper aware of their bodies. You're constantly scanning for danger. You noticed every touch, every look, and every movement. You might develop body dysmorphia, seeing your body as wrong, ugly, disgusting. You might hate the way that you look. You might avoid mirrors, or you might wear clothes that hide your body, like baggy clothes or something like that. You're trying to make yourself invisible because if nobody sees your body, nobody can hurt it.
Yeah, I've been drew that one, and a lot of people think just because you're little or they think because you're slender that, oh, you shouldn't have nothing that affects you, you should be okay. But just as, big girls feel like, they wants to be little, small girls feel that they don't want to be extra small neither, So yeah, we have our
Hmm.
own defaults. Everybody does. And some survivors develop a complicated relationship with control around their body. You may restrict food, you might overeat, you might exercise over excessively, you might engage in self-harm. These are ways of controlling your body or punishing it or asserting domain dominancy over the things that was taken from you. It's not about vanity, it's about survival, it's about reclaiming power.
So let's talk
Oh.
specifically about eating and trauma. I know this might touch
Mhm.
a lot of y'all out there because food is complicated for survivors. That's me. That's how I got to be a big guy. Food can be a source of comfort. Yes. You ever heard the term we eat away our pain? That's where it comes from. But it can also be a source of shame. Your relationship with eating might reflect your relationship with your body.
Yes. Some survivors restrict food. You may skip meals, count calories over excessively, feel guilty after eating, use food restrictions as a way to control your body, use food restrictions as a way to punish yourself. Food restrictions can feel like power, but it's actually a way of harming yourself.
Then I heard of that eating disorder, bulimia. Bulimia, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, the
Where
one that you have to
people,
regurgitate. Yeah.
yeah, because they feel like something's wrong with their body or they're ugly or stuff. So this is what it's talking about. Feel guilty after eating, or you count calories obsessively, or using food as a restriction to control your body or to punish yourself. So that I never thought that could be tied to childhood trauma or abuse. So now I'm understanding something a little bit better. I only had the issue where I skip meals, sometimes, but I never got that deep into it, except for the part where I felt guilty after eating sometimes because I was overeating to eat, comfort myself. I was overeating. Still do that today sometimes. But yeah, I would feel guilty after eating. So I can see that. But it didn't feel like power though. It felt like I don't know if I was punishing myself by overeating. Oh, that's a sidebar. I'm trying not to get too far off topic. So wow. Okay, I I swear I didn't see this where I was about to go with this in what I wrote, but some survivors binge eat. Just got to talk about that. That's crazy. You might eat when you're not hungry. Me. You eat until you're uncomfortably full. Me. I use food to numb emotions. I do that. I use food to fill an emotional void. I do that. And I do feel shame after eating. I swear, is this thing like writing after the fact? Because I said all
Well,
this.
that's
I swear to y'all, I
but
didn't read this before time. I did write it, but I did not know that was coming like that. Wow, that's crazy. I'm feeling some kind of way right now. Binge eating can feel like comfort, but it often leads to more shame, more disconnection from your body.
And some survivors have a combination restriction, then binge, then restrict again, a cycle of control and loss of control. The truth is, your
Mm.
relationship with food is often a reflection of the relationship with your body. And your relationship with your body is often a reflection of your trauma. Healing your relationship with food means healing your relationship with your body.
So sexuality is deeply affected by childhood abuse, okay? Especially if the abuse was sexual. Your body learns sex is not safe, sex is not pleasurable, and sex is something that happens to you, not something that you're involved in. So, in adulthood, sexuality can be complicated, confusing, and painful.
Some survivors avoid sexual entirely. You might have no desire for sex, feel triggered by sexual touch, be unable to be vulnerable with a partner, disassociate during sex, feel shame around sexuality. You're protecting
Mm.
yourself, but you're also preventing yourself from experiencing pleasure, connection, and intimacy, which brings me to mind because for a long time, I I have to be truthful and say I didn't care about sex up until I was 38 years old. And I didn't care, about sex. I did it only because of my partner, I feel like if they ask for it, you got it, and but for us, me, wanting it or desiring it for myself, I probably acted in. It was kind of confusing. Like they say, it was confusing because it was mixed signals because I only gave you what I feel like you wanted, and I feel like however you wanted me to act, that's how I acted. But was I really into it? No. Did I really want it? No. Did I enjoy it? No. Because some of the sexuality that I did do during those times, I faked everything, because I really wasn't into it at all. And I guess I did a good job of it because I never had no complaints. But that's it.
Mm. For me, it's crazy because I don't know. I'm so messed up when it comes to that part.
Hmm.
It's like I'll have a desire for sex, but my body doesn't respond. But sometimes my body respond and I don't have a desire. It's like my mind might be disconnected from what my body is feeling, and vice versa. Sometimes, okay, full disclosure, from sometimes I'll have an erection, but I won't feel the desire to have sex. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes mentally, I'm worked up. Like, yeah, I want to do this, but my body, like, I don't feel it tonight. And it's like weird. It's like, what are we doing? We supposed to be one. It's a disconnect. It's an emotional disconnect with the physicality of who I am. So that part, yeah. Sometimes I don't have a desire to have sex at all. Physically
I
or
feel you.
emotionally. And then I don't know. I don't think that I feel triggered by sexual touch. Like I withdraw from the sexual act, but I would avoid sex because of that disconnect that I have with myself. Because there's what we talk about feeling shame. The shame comes from I might not be able to perform because my mind ain't there. She might be ready. I might want to please her, but my mind ain't there. So it's a disconnect, and I feel shameful that mentally or physically I can't connect with you in that way because I got a disconnect going on there.
Yeah.
So
I feel
yeah,
you.
so
I feel you on each one of those because I even went so far as going to like your GNCs, trying to get, pills that would make me have a desire. I used to take the pills back out the dirty days and tell them, and drum on the stand and say, I want my money back because it ain't doing nothing, it
for
ain't
real
did nothing
though,
for me.
I've tried the Viagra and stuff. That had absolutely zero effect. Nothing. It was like, well, you need to take
Uh,
two at the same time.
yeah, that's a heart
Zero
attack waiting to
goose
happen.
egg. Dang, it didn't do nothing to
Oh
me.
my God.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on, So it didn't have an effect. It's like it's not like my body cannot perform because there's times when man is like, you know, and I'm sitting up here like, where'd I come from? You know, I'm
Wow.
trying to hide it and stuff. Not that I'm feeling that way, but sometimes my body is like that. So it's not like my body cannot get to that point, but emotionally, I'm not tied to my body. It's a disconnect there. So yeah, that's what I was trying to refer to on that. So you're trying to reclaim the power, like you said, but you're re-traumatizing yourself. I get that. I get that
Mm-hmm.
because you want you want to be intimate with your significant other. You want to share those special moments, those close moments, the heat and all of that, the wonderful things that love is supposed to be when in close proximity to your significant other. But for trauma survivors, there is a disconnect. There is problems when it comes to intimacy like that. Sometimes they might be able to perform, but emotionally they're disconnected. They're like not really there, but they want to please you. So they'll do all the stuff that they want or can do to please you, but they're not receiving the pleasure that they should be receiving. It might be an emotional disconnect for them. That's not to say that you're the fault, but it's
Mm-hmm.
because of what we've been through. And I just want to state that. So sorry about that.
Yes.
I came off on a tangent. I'm a, I'm a
That's
relinquish.
okay. That's what it's all about. We get into the deep end of it. You never know how these segments gonna go.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You have to be open. Like I always say, the healing comes from being totally open and honest about the things that happen in your life. And you can't heal unless you really get there, really be bare bones honest with yourself about the things that's happening. And but I didn't used to say that. I used to be the person that was hiding all the stuff in, as they say, the closet or whatever. But when I started talking to the therapist, while I didn't get to share everything yet, but when I started feeling like I could open up and start talking, I started feeling a lot better. It was started feeling like somebody took a 20-pound weight off today. Somebody took another 10-pound weight off today. Somebody took another two.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can really start to feel something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm starting to feel something. And that something feels a lot better than what it's been feeling. I have to keep talking about it, keep getting it out there. And the more I get it out there, the more healing that I can receive. And not only that, going through the steps that they teach you to retrain your nervous system and all of that combined is helping you get to a place where you can live trauma free, where you can live to cope with what you've been through, where you could try to retrain your nervous system to learn how to think without the trauma responses interfering in your adult life. And that stuff, that's powerful. So I'm going to stop there because I'll keep going.
Okay. And some survivors have a complicated relationship with desire. You might feel intense sexual desire as a way to feel alive, use sex as a way to numb pain, struggle to distinguish between desire and compulsion, feel shame about your sexuality. Your sexuality is
Hmm.
not broken, but it been sharpened by trauma and it can be healed.
So this is interesting because early on in my younger life, I mean, like from like 19 to like 35, when I was around those ages, I was hypersexual. I was the total opposite of what I am now. It was like I had to have sex all the time, all the time, all the time. If I wasn't getting sex, I was taking care of myself, just to try to, keep it clean. But it was I was chasing that constant feeling. I wanted that constant euphoria feeling, that you get from orgasms. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it out there. I was chasing that. I wanted to constantly be in that state. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, they was talking about how I was back then. So now I'm thinking, okay, so if I was that way back then and I am like I am now, something had switched somewhere inside of me. So I did feel shame about my sexuality because I was hypersexual. I didn't struggle to distinguish. I could not distinguish between desire and compulsion. I was just at it. Using sex as a way to numb pain, I probably did. I probably did. I'm pretty sure I did. I ain't gonna lie about that one either. And to feel intense desire, I just explained that one. Yeah. So yeah, back then, yeah, I was a mess. I ain't gonna lie, I was a mess. And I was all over the place and I was totally out there. What do you feel about
Oh,
that?
I was a mess. When I was younger, I have to say I was the opposite. When I was younger, I didn't want nothing. Didn't care about you getting none. Because if you didn't ask me for none, you weren't getting none. I don't care. I
Mm,
didn't care about your feelings. I was like, I tried, I tried, I stayed
mm.
in GNC. Like I said, I tried, but I would draw them back they stuff. I'd be like, that don't work. You know, this don't work for me. And the sad part about it is, and this was before my childbearing ages, I did try, I did resort to small amounts of drug use just so that
Mm,
I could make somebody happy. It wasn't for me, it was for them.
mm-hmm,
And do I feel ashamed? I did because I feel like I shouldn't have to even go through that to make somebody happy. I could have ruined my own life trying to make somebody happy. And by the time I got 38 years old, it's like that's when my body changed over. So my body at 38 changed over to gimme, 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 gimme. I don't know where it came from, but it was like out of the blue. And for 2 years, it's basically like you said, I was, just wanting, 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 chasing this, morning, noon, night, whatever. I just wanted, gimme, 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 gimme. And to a person, a little birdie told me, look, you need to be still. You need to sit down. You need to do this. And I wasn't too keen on it at first, but I listened to that person and I was happy that God sent that person to help me out because it ain't no telling what could have happened at that time. And
mm,
my life took a turn for the better. And I learned how to put my sexuality under control because of that little birdie. And God sent that birdie to tell me about that. And so I put it under control, whereas I put locks and keys up on it, like I got to stop, you know? And it
mm,
was hard because my body was still going through gimme, 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 gimme. And I had to, kind of like control it and down. So it's like now, how do I turn it off? So, you know, so I was like, how do I
That's not
turn it off?
funny. It's funny now, but it's not
Yeah,
funny because when you're going through it, you do ask yourself, like, how? How do I stop this? How can I stop myself from being like this? I used
I
to
was like,
pray on that, to be
yeah,
honest with you. I used to pray
I was
about
like, I was asking God to help me to be sexual with the person, but now I'm asking God, can you cut this off?
it. You know what? That is so serious. I did the same thing. I used to pray. I was like, God, please take this away from me, because
Yeah.
I was so gone with that. I mean, so far gone with that. Where
And
I
I was still
mean,
hyper active before my husband passed. And I was like, and he was like,
mm,
you're going to give me a heart attack. We cannot do this. And I'm like, okay, well, God, just take it. And he got mad. I'm like, what you get mad for? You said I was going to give you a heart attack. So,
he
just let
didn't know
me
what he was
tell
dealing
God,
with. He
just,
didn't know
let
what
me
he
just
was
tell
dealing with.
I like God, just let me, God, just take it away, baby. Because it ain't no need to me
Mm.
having it. He gonna catch a heart attack, cause baby,
Well, he got with you for some reason. He didn't know it was going to be that much, though. He didn't realize it was going to be that much, though. That got to him. That's what he was like. Wait a minute, Elizabeth, I'm coming to see you. No, I'm just kidding. He was a little he was a little bit caught up, because he didn't realize what he was getting into. But yeah, we talk about some real stuff tonight, and
yeah,
these things that we're talking about is it could obviously right. You as a survivor out there, your situation can be different. You could be the one that runs from any type of intimacy, sexual intimacy. So we're not saying that all people will experience what we've experienced. We're just showing from our aspect what we have experienced or are experiencing at the moment, like I just told y'all about. This is another reason why I say we give full disclosure on here. I keep telling y'all, I'm an open book. Y'all want to know something? I'll tell you. If you listen to me tonight, you would have heard a lot of things I've shared about myself. People ain't just gonna open up and share that kind of stuff. But for you guys,
mm-mm,
for my
yeah,
survivors, I put myself out there because I need y'all to find the healing that y'all need to have. I need y'all to do that. I need
yeah.
y'all
This is for
to look at
y'all.
these numbers down here and call these numbers if you're in a constant state of emergency, if you're in the current state of emergency, or if you're in a place where you can get a chance to call to get some help. Look at these websites right here coming up right here. Those websites link you to therapists that can get you the help that you need, talk to you, and help you deal with your current mind state to help you find ways to cope. So this is why we're doing this. And she's doing this just as much as I am. She's out here exposing everything because she believes in the open mouth. What they say? No, I'm saying it wrong. They say closed mouths don't get fed, right?
Yeah,
So if you open your mouth, the feeding in this case would be your healing. You have to talk about it. You have to say, okay, I'm finally going to face this. I got to face my fears down because I'm tired of living like this. So do
yes,
that. Do that. I implore you to do that. That's what we're here for. If you need to use those numbers, feel free to write them down. Share them with somebody. Talk to somebody. You might know somebody that's going through something right now. But anyway, so we don't want to get too far off topic. But I want to talk about reclaiming your body autonomy. Okay. Healing your relationship with your body starts with this: your body is yours. It's not your significant others. It's not the person who caused you the trauma. It's not your mamas. It's not your daddies. It's not your uncles. It's not your cousins. It's not your brothers. It's not your sisters. It's yours. Your body is yours, right? If it's yours,
Hmm.
you don't have to abuse you. It's not your society's, wherever you are in the world. It's yours. Reconnect with your body and start small, then progress. Don't try to do everything at one time. You have to notice, how does your body feel right now? Where does where do you feel the tension? What sensations are you aware of? What parts of your body do you avoid? Reconnection to your body is the first step.
Practice consent with yourself. Start saying no to things you don't want. No to food you don't want to eat.
Mm,
No to touch you don't want. No to clothes that make you uncomfortable. No to situations that don't feel safe. Practicing no with yourself teaches your nervous system, I get to choose, I get to decide. And I know about this because I owned a tennis skirt at one time. And I was trying to, be in the fashion, and
hmm
it was out of my comfort zone because I wasn't a dress. I could
hmm
dress, but I wasn't a dress girly, that liked to wear dresses. So I had a tennis skirt on with the matching jacket,
And
everything.
those tennis skirts are really short too.
Mm, and so it was some guys and they was like, woo, woo, they was hollering, call holler. And I felt so jacked up. And, I had a significant other with me. And I was like, when we walked off, I was like punching him in his chest because I am so sorry, people, but that's the way I used to be a long time ago. So it was a fight because I felt like you should have protected me. You should have said something to those gentlemen, like that was hollering at me. You let them did all this cat calling and you didn't say anything to them. I went home. I took every last one of the tennis skirts that I had because I owned two more and I burnt them. I put lightning fluid on all the clothes and I set them on fire because I felt like
Mm,
I didn't ever want to see them anymore. And was that beyond the call of duty? Yes, it was. But that's just how bad I felt, everybody, because I never would put on nothing else that made me feel comfortable again. I felt uncomfortable one more time in life and I was working at a job and I wore it was a nice little short, skirt once again. It was like a short, nice little short sleeve shirt. And they went to hollering and cat calling and I took the dress home and I folded it this time. I didn't burn it. I went and I gave it away. So no, I just can't. So yes, it was closed. I don't no longer wear nothing that makes me feel uncomfortable no more.
mm. I can see how the clothes wasn't just from how it made you feel. I mean, you didn't feel that way when you bought them, but it was the nature of those dudes catcalling you and bringing that was your trigger. And that trigger made you feel some kind of way on the inside. It could have made you relive that trauma. And you didn't want to associate that with your trauma whatsoever. That's why you burnt those clothes. And did the gentleman that you were dating with at the time, did he know about your trauma situation?
Hmm. Yeah, because at that time
Mm,
I believed that I was open enough to say, and that's why the fight happened. down the street, but it didn't happen in front of the dudes that was catcalling. It just kind of happened like in another area down the street because it was like, why you did what you did, because you know it just kind of like just made me feel like some type of way, like you said, it was a trauma, everything started to play back in my mind. So just think about you on a bus, you're not in a car, you're not home, you're not getting home in 15 to 30 minutes, you're getting home in an hour because it was an hour bus ride. So the whole hour I had doubts was going through my head, and when I got home, it was like
Mm.
burner because too much time had my mind was twisted and I wasn't there. And the good part about it is that he didn't ride the bus with me because I would have been in jail because I would have put lightning
I've been
fluid on him
fighting
and
them
set
on
him
the
on fire
bus.
too. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, think about it this way. If I may,
Yeah.
he wasn't the one catcalling. I know you felt like he should have protected you,
Hmm.
but it was like several dudes catcalling. It's just him. His method of area, because he didn't want to fight the dudes. And you know how it is. A guy can say something, and that'll be a fight. Even if it is, hey, y'all need to cut that out. That'll be enough, even if you're not being disrespectful.
Well, I
So
felt
maybe
like
his
it was
way,
the dudes was not young. They was older cats. So I figured like it was a way to say it because it wasn't too much fight that they could give him. So I figured like he could have said something like, y'all too old for it. These dudes was old enough to be my damn daddy. You say? I can't hear you. Oh my God. Not in the middle of the live. Hello? This always. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh my God. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
failing in that, we will take it out on you. Be it if we yelling at you, if we beating on you or whatever, but you just seen me relive my trauma. You didn't try to hold me. You didn't try to say or comfort me, say it's okay. It's nothing happening to you. You safe. Any of those comforting things, you just say, okay, let's get out. If you got me out the danger, you got me away, but comfort, got the comfort. That's a big portion. We have to comfort each other. If we can, and that might be another thing I just thought of. He might not have known how you could be triggered. He might not have known that you were being triggered at that moment. Because let's face it, most people
Yeah.
who try to deal with us do not know trigger. They might not even know about trigger. We might be in a
I didn't
relationship
even
and we've
yeah,
suffered from
you
trauma.
you you totally right because I didn't even know that it was gonna trigger me to that degree. I never doubt that I was gonna
I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I didn't like I said, I didn't know that it was gonna trigger me. I never thought I would go home and do that, So I didn't never know. And like you said, as we learn, we live and we learn about what, as we go through, we learn what triggers us. Cause we never know. Cause I had not got derpy yet.
Ooh, let me put these on right quick so I can hear you a little bit better. To me, you sound far away. And I know
Oh
this
my
microphone,
God.
I sounded far away too because I didn't have the mic up close. I was
Oh, you
trying
did
to.
sound good. You sound good.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate that. Ooh,
Yeah.
let me get back on topic right quick. Okay, so
Okay.
reclaiming the body autonomy, reclaiming bodily autonomy. Okay, so step 3 is to reclaim pleasure slowly, safely. It might look like taking a bath, just relaxing yourself, releasing tension. Getting a massage might be another way to do it, or moving your body in a way that makes you feel good. If exercise makes you feel good, stretching makes you feel good, that's okay. You can eat foods that you enjoy without shame. Like for those who like to binge eat and stuff like that, eat healthy. Or how about touching yourself with kindness? What does that look like? You can say,
A hug.
just fold your, yeah, hug yourself. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with self appreciation because sometimes you can't get it from other people. You have to appreciate who you are. And if you're taking steps to go the right way, that's a good thing to appreciate how far you've gone. So you can appreciate yourself. Pleasure is not selfish, pleasure is healing.
Heal your relationship with food. This is a somatic work. Eat when you're hungry. Stop when you're full. Eat foods that nourish you. And you just got to saying, this. Eat foods that bring you joy. Release the shame. Foods is not the enemy. Your body is not the enemy.
Yeah, because we make our bodies the enemy when we eat all the stuff we're not supposed to eat.
Yes.
McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and all the other major ones out there.
What
You know,
about
the what you say, breakfast, truck on the bus, parties. I got a cough. But I'm just saying, we eat a lot of stuff that's really not good for our body. We do that. Fast food is not good. Everybody knows. We all know fast food isn't good for us. We still eat it anyway. And we just don't eat fast food. We eat a lot of it. Like we'll get up in the morning. Oh, let's go to McDonald's and get us a sausage egg McMuffin. We got the hash browns and we got the orange juice or the coffee to go with it. And we going about our day. Oh, but lunchtime comes around. What we gonna get? Hmm. Let's get some Qdoba. And we gonna stack that boy with extra meat, rice, and come on, man. You got all this starch and rice and beans, double starch. And then you got the meat, whatever protein you got in there, and then you doubling that, and then you got the salsa, then you got the pico de gallo, you putting on 2 types of tomatoes. And we do a lot of stuff to ourselves, the sour cream and all that stuff on top of that. So we got to start treating ourselves better. We got to start treating our bodies like they're fragile. They're not meant to last forever. But your body can run longer if you feed it the right food. It's like your engine, right? If you got a sports car, you got a Corvette. We were all born, just imagine, just throwing this out there, metaphor. We're all born as Corvettes, right? Corvettes are high maintenance. They're sports cars, finely tuned. That's how we're born. We grow and we have this body, this prime. As we grow, it's getting better. We keep eating stuff that's not good for the body. That's like eating less than 87 octane. We're supposed to be taking in like 108 octane premium gas. We keep eating like 47, 47 octane. And it's tearing our engines up. And our engines are still fighting and trying to get us to go and all this stuff. And the body is wearing down over time, just like a motor.
Fatigue,
Yeah.
tired.
And what happened when a motor wear down? You get leaks. you get exhaust fumes and smoke.
Your
You get
lungs, yeah.
shaking and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's a good analogy if y'all really think about it, because as you get older, you start getting all these symptoms. But you're wondering, oh, it's just the age thing. I'm just getting older. This is how it's supposed to be. No, man. No, man. No. That's not how it's supposed to be. But we keep eating the fast food. We keep eating the 47 octane. We They got it out there for you because they selling it. That don't mean you're supposed to eat it. But hey, okay. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Rebuild your own pace. I was getting off track for real. Rebuild your sexuality at your own pace with your own consent. That means it's okay if you want to do it how you want to do it. This might mean saying no to sex you don't want. That sounds like a boundary to me. Somebody say,
Hmm.
"Oh, can we have sex?" No, and I'm not gonna say yes because you want to do it and you my mate and I'm supposed to please you. But no, if I don't want you to tear my body up, I'm not gonna let you do it. Okay, okay. What if a woman say, "I want to go down on you," and you don't feel comfortable with it? You can say no. You hear guys talk about, I don't like going down on women, but my girl, I'm trying to keep her. So, nah, man. If you don't like doing it, don't do it. Find somebody else who cool with you not doing it. Don't stay in a relationship with somebody who keep begging you to do stuff and you not doing it because they gonna find somebody else out there that will. So be kind to yourself and say, I don't like to do this thing. I know you want it done. So I'll let you go ahead and, we'll dissolve this relationship. Go ahead and find you somebody who's going to do something like that. Because I don't want to hinder myself trying to please you. The things I don't want to do. You know, you can explore sexuality on your own terms. You can communicate with your partners about your needs. I just got through saying that. You can set boundaries around touch. You know, okay, here's a perfect example. I'm not going to mention no names, but this is the actual thing that happened with me. I was with a woman, obviously, and this woman says, I don't want you to touch me with your hands down there because she had experienced trauma and that's how her trauma was. So it was a thing with fingers, by her privates. So I had to respect that. If I wanted to stay with her, I respected that. So I didn't want to touch her like that down there. It got to a point where I didn't even want my hands nowhere near that. Other things was okay, but just the fingers, it was a finger thing with her. So I didn't do that. That was cool. That was cool though. She set that boundary. I respected the boundary. But you can set boundaries with your partners. Tell them, look, I don't like this. I don't like that. Whatever it is, you could say it. It's okay. And then you can find things that do pleasure you with your partner. And you don't have to just do everything. Your sexuality is yours. It's not something you owe to anybody. Okay?
Practices that helped breathe worked. Movement like dance, yoga, walking, cold water, immersion, how you can put your face into the cold ice water, grinding techniques, massage or body works, time in nature. People say you take a walk and you put your feet, you put your feet on the ground, you put your feet on the grass, the nature, your body can learn safety again. Yes.
Mm. I was just thinking, I wonder when was the last time I grounded myself? I mean, I go outside and I use the dog. I use the dog as an example of grounding myself. When I take the dog outside, so the dog can use the bathroom or whatever, uh, I take the dog outside, but sometimes I'll have on flip flops, something you can kick off right quick, right? And I'll kick off the flip flops. I'll just be like walking
Walking
through
through
the
the grass.
grass. Okay, I'm getting the
Getting
echo
the
again,
echo.
so I'm gonna
Look at
cut
that.
that out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Is it an echo?
No, it just sounds far away. That's all.
Okay. Well, that means I can do this. Boop. We learning as we go. I sound better now?
Oh, you still kind of sound far away, but we can manage. Let's
Like I
get.
said, we do things on the flat trying to learn how to make things work, and sometimes they don't. So, okay. So I'm gonna just X that on the sound tip and leave that up.
All
Um,
right.
we go through
Yeah.
the things that am I
Can
can
you
you
hear
hear
me
me
now?
now?
Yeah, but if
Okay,
Okay.
I
I'm just
think
Trying not to.
I got
I got
echoes
echoes
again,
again,
don't I?
don't I?
it's a W.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. There you go.
There we go. So now
Oh.
Okay, so back without further ado, let's continue this. Time to make sure your body can learn safety again, right? So do the breath, breath
You
work,
echoing.
she said all that. So now challenge body shame, right? The shame you carry is not yours, it belongs to your abuser. My body is not the problem. Got to say this stuff. It's the affirmation, right? So you want to reassure yourself. You want to make sure that what you say is going to be permanently changing your outlook, if I could say it that way. It's changing your nervous system, the way you think. So you can say, my body is not shameful. My body deserves respect. My body is mine. Okay. I'm safe in my body. You can repeat these, you can write them down, but most of all, believe them. Okay. That's important.
Celebrate. Yeah. Celebrate your body, not for how it looks, for what it does. Your body survive abuse, carry you through pain, learn to protect yourself, is capable of healing, deserves celebration. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is your home.
Yep. Your body is your home. So you got to realize, guys, you got to realize that you have survived. You are a survivor. You're here. You're present. Your body carried you through the pain. As a matter of fact, it's still doing it. It's still trying to protect you. Even as an adult, it's still trying to protect you. But now it's just needs some help. You have to tweak it a little bit so you can make it to where you can cope in adult situations, rather. So the questions, I'm gonna ask you a question. You ready for the question?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, here's a good one. Well, we already talked about that one. I want to try another one. Oh, here's a good one. What small way, what's one small way that you're reconnecting with your body?
Um, and I really did. I didn't even think about this, but I have been in the morning. I have been doing exercises, in the morning, like before I get up, and I've been doing like a big exercise, to get back in balance. Years ago, I was, I did a lot of exercise and I had disconnected a lot. I disconnected with my body. I just did a lot of stuff, and I just wanted to start trying to connect back with, like you said, connect back with myself. And that's a way of me starting, because it's not critical, you know. It's
Mhm.
just some stretching that I do in the morning before getting out the bed. And it's like some bed exercises that I seen from somebody, on FB. So I enjoyed it and it's been working, you know. And it's kind of hard because your legs, I guess that's why my legs been hurting. Now
Mm,
that I think about it. I never really thought about it until now. I was like, so maybe that's why my leg is hurting. Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. When you exercise too much, yeah, you can. What I say? You exercise too much, you'll tear the muscles, but the muscles
Hmm.
rebuild themselves, so that's cool. We're running close. Well, we're out of time actually.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, this is a powerful episode, reclaiming the body. Survivors, we need to hear this stuff. This is powerful information. Okay, so this week I'm gonna go straight to the call to action, y'all. This week, do one thing that reconnects you with your body. Okay,
Yes.
move it, touch it, feed it, celebrate it. Okay.
Your body survived. Your body is worthy. Your body is yours. Join us next time on Terra Trump Live.
Don't forget to head over to peltsemporium.com to shop and help support the podcast. This has been Terror to Triumph with Storm and myself, Alfonso, and we will see you Tuesday. We will be on Tuesday. Don't forget, all our shows are 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Right now is our schedule. Please join us on Tuesday. We will see you then, and take care for now.